Hello, Daria, and welcome. I'm so glad that you were happy to do an interview. I understand you'll be showing us a protocol in the conference
Yeah,
for how to work
yeah,
with trauma. So,
yeah.
do you want to give us just a short taste? What are you going to be talking about in the conference?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm so happy to talk about that because it's absolutely my topic, and I develop it step by step. And as you understand, there are lots of stuff from my psychological work, and then I have found these different key how I can actually work with this psycho-emotional trauma. So this is like a huge course. It's 6 course with a huge manual with different protocols, but it's impossible, to present it in a conference. So I did like a very short version, which can show and be useful for people in even their practice. So this protocol about give us the key to different structure of a personality that are activated on a different stage of development of personality. As I look at the core of a personality, like a special psycho-emotional, energetic, and physical structure which is inside of us, and which makes us as we are, like a core or a core of us. So this the core of us, our personality. It's so important to have the access to these things or this structure. So on this protocol, we will have a special key which is related to different modes and different acupressure points, which give us access to different structure of our core of personality, which relate to different stage of our development. For example, we have a stage of development of us is from the conception, the birth. It's like all the development during the when a child inside of a mother. Now my English is weak.
You
Uh,
mean pregnancy?
yeah, right. You're right. Thank you very much, Molly. So this like the first stage, I call it the stage of when we begin to feel the connection to the life. When the life appears, and we begin to be connected when we are the one cell with the life. So in this stage, we see how our core needs to be integrated with life appears on this stage. So it's also as like a part of our core personality. The next example stage is our oral development, as the just the little baby needs a few things, just a few. It's a mother breastfeeding and a laugh. It's like we will talk about that. It's a great topic. Lots of things there, lots of physiological things there with somatotropin, with different other things, and it's like the core need there is to get feeding, like that when we feed, when we eat, the little baby eats mother's milk. It means that the baby through this needs of feeding gets the special energetical state, like to be safe in a connection with the mother, how to be connected with someone else because you have your own personal body, your borders, and so on. So we will look at different stage of development, and on we will look at different like main needs or core needs on each stage that we have to cope which we have to integrate on each stage. And actually, if this process has a stress or we have different troubles, like in Soviet Union, it was so popular for example, not to give a baby to a mother after birth. And yeah, so horrible things were there. Or for example, we had a system like the feeding by spoke. It's a special person who said, like, if a baby asks you for a meal, don't give them the meal, because you have to have a schedule about when we have to give the feeding. And other things which really makes a trauma, as this our core needs are not manifest, so we don't have this positive experience with how we can manage our needs and how we can work with that. So that's things, all this stuff is then later in our adulthood, in our body now works a lot. Then we have like addictive relationship, or we have addiction from food, or we have, for example, not in the state, but dissociation, when someone is not integrated with life. Some lots of people really don't live in reality, you know, that lots of energy is just somewhere. You like, or for example, I call it sleepy state, when you are not awake, like you don't feel reality is the first stage of development, and so on. So these different needs are actually create our core, our personality, and makes us as we are. And so I think it's very important thing. So I will give also a table. Actually, I have it in my office. Um, Table which will but it's on Russia, like this one, which we will see a different key points and different states and different needs we will have to integrate. And then the practitioner can actually say on which stage the person have a trauma, which type of trauma is that. And then how the main thing for me is just to have the access to integrate that needs that was blocked there. You know, be like we will work with the time because we will come back there, but it's not like regression. It's not. I talk about time quite different. Like I think that we freeze there, and this time still in us, like we are in that time, but now, you know, like we live in different times, and that's why we are so dissociated. And so it will be quite interesting. I hope for a practitioner to have this tool to work.
Oh,
So maybe it's a better opportunity that people can read the text. It's complicated text, but still it's very useful. Someone who is a very good practitioner will see a lot of different like practical things. Like there we will talk about different neurophysiological mechanisms of trauma, actually. Because first of all, trauma works in our brain. It's a reaction of our brain. So it's first thing that we have to look at. So there's, for example, what is freezing, how is working in our brain, what is vagus, how vagus make this freeze possible, what is neuroception. This is like an absolutely important mechanism of our nervous system by porches, which say to us, is it safe or not? Will I go there or not? Or I feel like anxiety about that. Why to work with that? You know, you go to meet new people, or for example, to go to get new job, and you see this person and you feel anxiety. Why you feel that? This person, you don't know even is it a good person or not, but you already feel that. So it's a neuroception. It say to me, it's danger or it's safe. So I will talk with you, I like you or no, I scare of you. So on. So this is also important mechanism. Also very interesting mechanism. I like it a lot. It's very research mechanism. It's a protocol of need integration, because something that we missed in that different stages of our development. It's not integrated. So this inner energy is like blocked. So we will have access to integrate this energy of this core needs from the different stages for now. So we will have access to different important things. For example, some people really don't have access to feel safe. You know, you can know what is safety, you can read about what is safety, you can do yoga for safety, or you can do therapy for safety, but you actually don't have this experience. You know, you don't have this, you don't have access to that. So this is like a protocol of integration will give access to feel different things like that we were blocked. Or for example, allows a structure. It's a structure of gender, how to be a boy or how to be a girl. It also can have it's from 3, 4, 5 years old, this structure. So it's about how I can feel my gender. And if it's blocked, for example, I can be a woman, I can look good, but I can have like a blocked feeling of what is it be a girl. You know, it's like you can have different you can different experience to see, oh well, this woman is woman because she look like this, she behave like this, but I don't have this experience. So it's like the possibility to have this different experience, which makes us as we are, so on a different level. And other part, it's like more complicated, but I call it protocol of trauma of soul. It's quite complicated because, you know, I'm more from academical psychology, and some things like energetical things for me, like each time, like exploration, like research. But actually, I also look at this side, as I understand that we have experience not only in this body, we have experiences, previous experiences, and even from the beginning of the when the life begins, like when the life appears in this universe, you know. and all these levels. So I look at this also. I have also these different special points to have access to these different stages of our development, of our evolution. So this is like the second part is like the trauma of our soul, how we can get access to this experience of our soul.
Well,
I hope that
Daria,
my English is okay for this.
it sounds huge. And like a lot will be covered. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you a lot.